Welcome in, everybody. It's the Wednesday edition of Supernatural News. You know that BCB, that Beer City Bruiser, is all the way down south now. He's no longer in the Beer City of Wisconsin. We got to say parts unknown, but he's moved in now. Although he's not ready, he's setting up his studio. So in the meantime, we got the hostess with the mostest. We got Mallie Fox joining us this week. How you doing, Mal?
I am peachy. How are you?
Doing very well. I appreciate you asking that. How are things there in Michigan?
You know what? They're pretty damn good, so I'm happy. I just got back from New Orleans, though.
So I saw. Tell us a little bit about what was going on there in New Orleans.
Oh, my goodness. I had so much fun. It was hotter than hell, though. I'll tell you that. But, it was just a lot of fun. I played total tourist, went on haunted tours and the haunted convent that I guess it was haunted, but also it had a story attached to it about vampires and all that stuff. My hotel room overlooked the grounds of it. So that's how I kind of found out about it. But yeah, I did the total tourist thing, ate my way through town and went on the cemetery walk and, went to all the antique shops, bought stuff back, It was great.
You didn't bring any voodoo dolls back with you, did you?
Well, I bought like a little trinket, out of the voodoo store, but I did bring back this doll from the antique store. And let's just say I've had some weird things happen again in my house. So, in fact, I had to go around and sage it a few days ago and be like, all right, if you're good, you can stay. If you have ill intentions, you need to leave. So I'm telling you, I keep bringing back stuff from wherever I go. And stuff keeps happening, and then I always seem surprised. It's like, oh, that's weird.
Huh.
So, yeah. But I did. So, okay, the running joke with Derek and myself is I am the one that always gets pulled over to the side when you go through the metal detector.
Okay.
Like security.
Yep.
And going there, I got pulled over because it was the random check. Let's check your phone, make sure there's no, I don't know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Explosive stuff on my phone or whatever.
Sure.
And then coming back, I got pulled over for 2 items in my backpack, which I didn't even think about.
Okay.
So I got pulled over for this corbel that I bought in the French Quarters. It came off the building, but the way that they wrapped it, it looked kind of like an explosive, they said.
Oh, yikes. Okay.
Yeah. And that sucker was heavy in my backpack. And then, dummy me, which I travel all the time, so I should know this. I'm worried about liquids and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But I bought the beignet mix.
Oh, yeah.
Powder.
Oh, yeah.
Totally forgot. That looks like cocaine. So they pulled me over for that. So they had to open up the box. They had to, they were doing their little thing around it and all that stuff to make sure it's not saying it's, some type of drugs. But yeah, so that happened to me on my way back.
How did that? Well, now, wait a minute. How did they not? Now, did they pull that out? They pulled that out when you were in Louisiana, right?
Yeah, on my way back. Yeah.
How did they not know that's beignet mix? How many?
I know. That's what I thought. But no, because it was a white powder substance. They opened up the box and everything.
What?
Yeah, but I mean, I should have thought about that. What would be the worst case scenario if I purchased this? And it was. So, yeah. But I mean, I'm just worried about, is my laptop out? I've got all my liquids in a bag. Do I have nail clippers? Things like that you normally have to worry about. And I get pulled over for beignets and a corbel.
Oh my God.
But it was fun. I highly recommend if you've never been there, you need to go.
Of all the people in the world that would be a Coke mule, I wouldn't think Mallie Fox would be the Coke mule of the group. Of the group that went with you, I would think.
I know. But you know what? Maybe it's because they look for innocent people, like the unassuming person. I don't know. Let's pull aside the lady that looks like she hasn't had sleep in, 5 days.
Yeah.
So maybe I did look like I was drugged out. I don't know.
Well, it might have been the bloodshot eyes.
Yeah. I mean, my flight left at 6 o'clock in the morning. So it was an early visit to the airport. But yeah.
Especially if you're holding a Starbucks. I mean, you got to think
I was actually holding well, no, I didn't get the Starbucks until I went through security. But yes.
Okay.
That is my go-to. If you're in an airport, you need your Starbucks.
Yeah. See, I know you.
Huh. Mm-hmm. I know. For all the years we've known each other, you know my habits.
See?
And obviously Coke is not one of them.
No. Mallie Fox ain't no Coke doer, that's for sure. Yep.
So anyway.
Interesting. Well, I guess you know what would be fun? Next time you go to the airport there in Louisiana, just put a little beignet mix around your nose and then just go, I have no idea what you're...
Yeah, I know exactly. And I'm like, should I do the Amber Heard thing where I like have my little Kleenex and do the one nostril sniff?
Oh yeah, that too. Or just eat a couple of beignets before you leave the city, and then you got powdered sugar all over your face.
Yes,
and then
I do love my beignets.
Yeah, I do too. Oh my gosh, they're so good.
Aren't they delicious?
They are amazing. Stop off at Cafe du Monde on the way out.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, they're no longer 24 hours.
They're not?
Nope.
Since when?
I know, right? I think it was because of COVID, but because I went a couple times during my trip and they closed, I think it was midnight when they were kicking everybody off the patio.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Because a lot of people were surprised. Because I think even the door still says 24 hours.
Wow.
But yeah, nope, they were closing up shop.
Sacrilegious.
Yeah. But they do now have iced coffee.
That's sacrilegious.
Yeah, the frozen coffee. So, because I'm not a hot coffee person unless I have like lots of cream.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now they do the frozen ones.
Really?
Yep, frozen cafe au lait. It's delicious.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Wow, the things you learn.
I know. So.
Yeah. Beignets. I haven't had them in a few years, but I may just have to put in an order for delivery. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, and they've got like little food trucks, at least around in my area, that when you go to like the farmer's market and stuff like that, they'll have like a beignet food truck. Right there in Detroit? Yep.
Really?
Detroit's coming back. It's a cool place.
Wow.
Well, certain areas. But
certain areas, yeah.
Let's just say I know not where to go.
Yeah. There's certain areas there in Detroit you probably don't want to try and find beignets.
Right.
Interesting. Yeah, I back here in the old Minneapolis, it's we have food trucks, but I guess the most interesting food truck we have is ODB's meat truck.
Meat truck?
Yeah.
That sounds funny.
Well, ODB is the old dirty bitch.
Is that a bar?
No. She's a former wrestler for TNA.
Oh, okay.
But she has a barbecue truck.
I love barbecue trucks.
Oh, it's so good.
They smell so good.
Yeah. And she does a variety of different meats. So she never sticks to one different barbecue meat. Like she does rotating meats every week. And she goes to different areas nationwide. Like she'll go to all over the nation, but she's local here to Minnesota. So she'll go to different places around Minnesota in the summertime. And
does she do like the nachos with the shredded beef or the shredded chicken on them?
Yes.
Oh my God, those are delish.
They're amazing. Oh my God. We're gonna get.
I'm like starting to drool. Like my cheeks are starting to do that little like inside pucker.
Yeah.
Thinking about food. You and I always talk about food.
I know. We're gonna get caught up in this if we don't get to supernatural news. We're gonna end up talking.
It's either drinking or eating that we're talking about.
Yep. We're gonna get caught in that spiral and not pull out of it. That's for sure. Yikes. But yeah, ODB's. I forget what she calls the truck. It's like it's not the Slammin' Meat truck. I don't remember, but it's I'm trying to remember what she calls the thing. I follow her on Facebook. I know that much. Now see, you're going to make me go look this up.
Sorry. Now, does she stay like downtown Minneapolis where those food trucks usually are, kind of like in the business area?
No, actually,
or she just show up like at like.
Oh, it's called ODB's Meet and Greet. That's what it's called.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. No, actually, she's been up in the St. Cloud area and out in Zimmerman, and she's been staying west of the cities lately.
Okay.
Yeah, but she She's been, she does come around the Twin Cities area a little way sometimes, but she's been, in fact, you know what? Let's see here. It says find us. Let's see if she's got appearances. Here we go. So, like, let's say in June, she'll be, June 2nd, she'll be in Clearwater, Music in the Park. Look at me doing plugs for ODB.
Ooh, maybe you'll get like a free sandwich or something.
Maybe. Heavy
find out.
Ooh, maybe I'll get a meal out of this deal.
Maybe you'll get some merch.
Oh, you know what? She does have really funny T-shirts. She does. Heavy Rotation Brewery in Brooklyn Park on June 3rd. It's ODB's birthday on June 6th. So, you know, if you've ever wanted to visit the Lino Lakes Prison, June 9th. She'll be at Lino Lakes Prison.
The vending machines aren't that good.
I'm sure the food gets better once ODB gets to the Lino Lakes Prison. She'll be there from 11 to 1 on June 9th. She'll also be at the Omni Brewery in Maple Grove on June 9th as well. She's doing the Lino Lakes Prison stint from 11 to 1 that day and then going over to...
She must be making a killing at the prison.
I don't know that I would have used that vernacular.
Oh yeah. Wrong word.
Yeah.
But I didn't even think about it. But no, I'm just meaning like, here's some good grub outside the walls, which I'm sure they're probably not used to.
They're probably breaking out to get a sandwich.
Mm-hmm. A sandwich.
Yep.
Yeah, it should. Yeah.
I'm sure they are. Also, if you go to ODB's meetandgreet.com, it's meetandgreet.com. Mm-hmm. She sells her own sauces online, which they're amazing. She's got a limited edition whiskey barbecue sauce, which is to die for. She's got hot sauces. That sounds like
it would be good.
Oh yeah, she's got sauce packages and everything like that. It's good stuff. But of course, Jessie is her real name. She's got all kinds of great stuff online. The nachos she does, Mallie, are pork you nachos is what they're called. So it's smoked pulled pork on top of tortilla chips with a white queso cheese.
Oh, God. I know. Delish.
I know. And topped with ODB's whiskey barbecue sauce. And they're amazing.
So good.
Aren't they? She's also
like an orgasm in your mouth.
Right. Right. And then she's also got the buff chick nachos, which are tortilla chips topped with grilled creamy buffalo chicken, white queso cheese, and topped with ODB's whiskey.
Oh, that's what I'd be getting right there.
Yep. So there you go. Yeah. She's got lots of, she specializes in the pulled pork. Well, I think her T-shirts say something about "we'll pull your pork" or something like that. She's got
girl after my own heart.
Yep. See, she's got some good stuff there. But yeah, it's ODB. ODB's Meet and Greet is the food truck. She's mainly around the Minnesota area in the summertime. She does travel out to Nashville and to some of the wrestling shows out there, like Impact Wrestling and stuff like that. So, and she does some charity events as well. So, but if you go to ODB's meetandgreet.com, you can contact her as well for private events. So she'll do private events as well. So that's kind of cool. So there you go. I suppose we should get to that supernatural news thing.
Yes, I'm sure people want to hear that stuff rather than us drooling.
Yeah, over food. And then people are going to accuse me of turning this into a wrestling show again. Look at you, Mallie.
I'm sorry.
Turning this into a wrestling show.
I know.
Shame on you. Guess what, Mal?
What?
The Conjuring house is sold yet again.
I saw that.
Yeah.
For buku bucks.
Mm-hmm. I think eventually, if they're going to sell this thing for about $1 billion, if the housing market keeps going the way it's going.
I know.
Turns out the Conjuring home is sold yet again for $1.5 million. Yeah. The Rhode Island farmhouse that inspired the 2013 horror movie The Conjuring has been sold to a Boston developer who plans to keep it open to the public. The 18th century home in Burrillville sold for $1.525 million on Thursday of last week, far higher than the $1.2 million asking price, which is common right now in the market. You've got homes that are going up for sale at a certain price, and you're getting sometimes 25, 30, 40% over asking price just because of
the bidding wars.
Yeah, bidding wars, yeah. This purchase is personal for me. Buyer Jacqueline Nunez, owner of Wonder Group LLC, told the Boston Globe, "It's not a real estate development. It's around my own beliefs," she went on to say. Nunez and the couple who sold the home, Corey and Jennifer Heinzen, jointly announced the sale on Facebook. Nunez plans to continue the paranormal business the Heinzens started. Guests will be able to continue the nightly paranormal investigations. Day tours will resume, and there will be live-streamed events. The Heinzens, who bought the home in 2019, will remain involved as well in the home. The movie wasn't filmed at the home, but was based on the experiences of a family that lived there in the 1970s. I think we're familiar with that family just a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
Just a skosh. Nunez said she is not afraid of the house. "I don't believe the energy here is malevolent. Things will happen here that will startle me, but not harm me," she said. "I look forward to experiencing things." So there you go.
But I thought that there were claims that there was malevolent spirits, or at least like one of them, wasn't there?
There was, although I believe Andrea Perrin said she believed the energy wasn't in the house, that it was just yeah, I think she attributed it to something else, I think, at one time, didn't she?
You know what? I'm trying to remember. I bought all 3 of her books regarding the house, and I'm like halfway through the first one. But, you know what? I don't remember. I feel like as I'm getting older, my memory is getting shorter.
Same with all of us.
Or I just fill it up with like useless stuff. But yeah, I thought that there was something, but maybe you're right. Maybe it wasn't the house itself.
Yeah, I seem to remember that, and I don't remember, was it Roger or Andrea? I don't remember. One of them said they thought that it wasn't the house itself. It was other activity that conjured up.
Right. Well, spirits. Because remember, Christopher Quarantino, what's his name?
Quarantino.
Yes, thank you. I'm having problems with words today, and I haven't even drank yet. Anyway, remember he said it wasn't the house, that it was his stepfather. Right.
Yeah. With Amityville. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I know. I'm sorry. I just bounced all over the place. But yeah. Huh. Well, I'm glad that the lady bought it, though, and she's going to continue to let people have access to it. I mean, it's a great business if you're looking at it as a business opportunity. I mean, I think it's great. I mean, you got lots of land. You could build like little, houses on the property for guests to stay in and all that stuff.
You'd almost have to, though, at an asking price of $1.5 million, or actually asking price of 1.2, but paying 1.5. At that point, you almost have to turn around and make it a cottage industry. I mean, literally a cottage industry. Mm-hmm. I don't think at that point you ever get your money back unless you go deep into it and you own it for over a decade.
Right.
And really turn it into a tourism industry.
Yeah.
And even then, I mean, and I'm sure you can attest to this, is the paranormal industry enough to make money back? I mean, I think you have to widen your scope a little bit, don't you?
I would think so. Because, I mean, let's say you have something, a place that's haunted. Well, once someone goes there, they'll be like, okay, I've done that one. Mark it off my bucket list. Let's move on to something else. So I don't think you can box yourself in. I think you need to expand your horizons and do other things with that property to make, money off of it. I think when you first buy it and you have it accessible to everyone, yeah, you're raking it in because everyone's been wanting to investigate that place. But I think after like the newness wears off, I think business slows down. And plus you need to make money to keep these old places going. I mean, they always need repairs. They always, Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, but I am glad that she's doing that. It sounds like she's got the money to do more things to it. I just hope it doesn't become like too touristy. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. There's a fine line between having a property that's
a tourist attraction and one that's become overrun by tourists.
Right. Because what if the activity stops because you have so many people going in there?
Well, there's one school of thought that says the more people in there, the more energy that's derived by spirits that it can feel the spirits. And there's one that says that, if you get too many people in there, you simply chase away whatever's there, or they become more dormant because of it. Mm-hmm. They almost become shy.
Right.
I don't know. It really is a fine line. I mean, I guess you only know by doing,
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
Because didn't the previous owners only pay like $400,000?
I think so. Yeah. I think it was. You're right. I think it was like 400 or 600,000 or something like that. It wasn't hardly anything near what this new owner paid.
Mm-hmm. And then I heard also that part of the deal was that she wasn't supposed to use that as her primary residence.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if I'm paying $1.5 million, I'd be like, I'm doing whatever I want.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm putting a pool in the back.
That's right. And it's in ground, not yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing that poltergeist thing where I'm digging and all of a sudden the bodies come out of the...
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that. Mm. Mm.
But anyway, sorry, I digress.
No. You're making good points here. Yeah. I didn't think about that. Another haunted story here, another haunted sale. A haunted Scots castle with a spook room goes back on the market with a lower asking price. One goes up in value, the other goes down in value, Mallie. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The owners have dropped the asking price for the Castle of Spite. That could be one of the reasons it went down in value.
Just a tiny bit.
Could be just the title alone. To offers over 1.2 million pounds. A stunning castle in the Highlands, which is said to be haunted by the ghosts of a white lady, not a white lady per se, but right. A white lady, and has its own spook room, has just gone back on the market. The beautiful Carbisdale Castle near Ardgay in Sutherland is thought to have been the last grand castle built in Scotland and is back on sale after a recent deal to buy it fell through. The current owners have even dropped the asking price from 1.5 million pounds and are now looking for offers over 1.2 million pounds instead. The historic 40-room building was built between 1907 and 1917 and used as a bolt hole for Norwegian royalty during World War II. The haunted building comes with its own secrets following numerous reports of sightings of a white lady dubbed Betty.
I've never heard a ghost named Betty, though.
No?
Mm-mm.
It'd be interesting just to have a Betty hanging around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I might pay an extra 0.1 million pounds for a Betty.
I'll give you 8,000.
8,000 for a Betty, huh?
That's all I got.
That's all you got.
And maybe some loose change in my car.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe some gum. Maybe Betty chews gum.
There we go.
Yeah. The Scottish Youth Hostel, which used to run the property, noted that one of the top floor bedrooms, previously used as an old nursery, was so haunted that it became known as the Spook Room. It's not an attractive, maybe
they should call it something else.
Yeah. The Ghost Host Room? That's a little more attractive.
We'll work on that.
We'll work on the name, yeah. Guests claim to have seen other specters at the castle, including a ghostly piper and even a warrior wielding a sword. Well, it's just a plain scary place. That's why this place isn't selling.
Could you imagine you're laying there late at night and all of a sudden you start hearing bagpipes playing?
Ooh. And a guy with a sword standing over you?
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather deal with the lady in white than the two others.
Rather have Betty come around for tea than anything else. Lying not far from the NC 500 route, the B-listed building offers 6 floors in total, including a clock tower with a functional bell. Well, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. I think I'd almost get this castle over the Conjuring house.
Yeah, I would too.
It's cheaper and you get more bang for your buck.
That's true, literally. And comes with about 20 acres of land. And it even has a lock.
Hello.
We might even have our own monster in there, too. It's sometimes known as the Castle of Spite after it was built following a bitter family dispute. Well, they're not good at naming stuff in Scotland, I guess.
No.
Estate agents Strutt and Parker say the site could easily be transformed into a world-class resort and is a superb blank canvas with appeal for those who love salmon and trout fishing, golfing, or outdoor pursuits. Better known as Duchess Blair, due to her first marriage, Mary Carolyn was the second wife of George Sutherland Levison Gower, the third Duke of Sutherland, whom she married in 1889. After his death in a dispute with her family over his will, the Duchess was found guilty of destroying documents in an attempt at securing the inheritance from his son, the fourth Duke. Imprisoned for 6 weeks in London, the family eventually agreed to give her a substantial settlement, and a castle was built outside Sutherlandland. That's really great. Selecting the most prominent and closest possible site that lay outside the Sutherland estate, the Duchess reportedly chose a hilltop that would be visible to the main road and rail line that the Sutherland family would have to use to travel south. In other words, she wanted to be seen.
That's a big middle finger.
Yeah, isn't it, though? Widely considered to have been built out of spite of her husband's family, hence the title of the castle. It is said that the castle's tower only has clocks on 3 of its 4 faces, with the side facing Sutherland allegedly blank because the Duchess did not wish to give the time of day to her late husband's family.
Boy, she can hold a grudge.
Yeah, can't she? Carbisdale is sometimes known as the Castle of Spite, hence the title. Eventually bought by Colonel Theodore Salveson in 1930s, a wealthy Scottish businessman of Norwegian extraction, it provided a safe refuge for King Hakakon VII of Norway and Crown Prince Olaf, who would become the snowman Olaf from Frozen. No, I'm kidding. He would eventually become King Olaf V during the Nazi occupation of Norway in World War II. At the end of the war, it was bought by the Scottish Youth Hostel Association, which ran it as a hostel before selling it in 2016. Robert McCulloch, the director of the Estates and Farm Agency at Strutt and Parker, said the property had attracted significant interest since going up for sale earlier this month. So there you go. Castles abound are for sale there, Mallie.
Love it.
Yep.
I want a castle and a moat.
A castle and a moat. You get a lock with this one, though, too.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So that's even better than just saying. There may be more congressional hearings having to do with UAPs and UFOs, Mallie, but this time Congress might consider hearing from a couple of men that may surprise you.
Okay.
Yeah. This article was written by our friend George Knapp.
Oh.
Yeah. Since January of 2018, members of Congress and senior staff have been receiving classified briefings behind closed doors about the UFO mystery. Now, after 54 years, a congressional subcommittee held the first public hearing on the matter. Can't say it was overwhelmingly spectacular, but it happened. 2 high-ranking Pentagon officials appeared before the committee, and in view of many, their testimony was a bit underwhelming. It just gives a byline here saying Washington, D.C., May 17th, a video of unidentified aerial phenomena is played as U.S. Deputy Director of Naval Intelligence Scott Bray testifies before a House Intelligence Committee subcommittee hearing at the U.S. Capitol on May 17th of 2022 in Washington, D.C. The committee met to investigate unidentified aerial phenomena. There you go. Commonly referred to as unidentified flying objects. So if Congress proceeds with additional UFO hearings in public, who should be called to tell what they know? Well, there are 2 names to toss in that hat. Both are scientific investigators who've had personal experiences pursuing strange phenomena and are now employed by the same defense contractor. If you're supposed to be a trained scientist or engineer, you're supposed to be asking these questions, instead of running away and hiding from these questions. And I think The perception has changed, said Dr. Travis Taylor, a physicist and engineer, and is also on that Skinwalker Ranch show there on the History Channel. He has become one of the highest profile scientists in the world, not because he has 2 PhDs and spent 2 decades working for NASA and the Department of Defense, but rather because, as I just said, of his role as scientific investigator on the History Channel's TV show, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch.
I like how that trumps like all of his educational background.
Exactly. He's really smart and works for a lot of great organizations, but he's on TV.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Taylor was an arch skeptic when his work at the infamous Utah ranch began a few years ago, but not anymore. You know, I'd never seen a UFO until I got there. Now I've seen more UFOs now than you can count, he was quoted as saying. Taylor doesn't just play a scientist on TV, however. In late April, a cutting-edge defense contractor named Radiance Technologies announced it had hired him. But for what? The release used somewhat generic language to describe what it does, which is, quote, systems engineering, strategic intelligence, cybersecurity, and more. The company's release didn't hide Taylor's involvement with UFO investigations at Skinwalker Ranch. Rather, it touted it. The same company has now dropped another UFO bomb, announcing it has hired Taylor's friend and colleague, John Stratton, who recently left a distinguished career with the U.S. Navy as one of its premier intelligence officers. As the company noted, Stratton, who was also head of the UAP Task Force, the Pentagon organization that's been investigating UFO incidents for the past 5 years. In January of 2021, just when the UAP Task Force started work on a congressionally mandated UFO report, Stratton was surprisingly transferred out of the job. His unexpected reassignment was seen as a major blow to the work of the task force. Now that he's left the Pentagon altogether, what are he and Travis Taylor up to? Well, they're working for Radiance Technologies. There's an interview here between George Knapp and Travis Taylor where they ask a couple of questions back and forth. But one of the main questions that George asks of Travis is, he says, the two of you working together is the kind of news that will get people's imaginations working overtime. What are those guys building down there? Are they making spaceships or alien technologies? And Travis says, well, so John J, as we call him, Stratton, he and I have been colleagues for a long time. I've known him in defense industry circles, and we've worked together, and I'll leave it out for now. Much of Stratton's work remains classified. He achieved the equivalent rank of a flag officer and used his clout to form the UAP Task Force long before it was called that. The task force was an interagency effort that included the U.S. Navy, NASA, Homeland Security, the FAA, and more. During Stratton's tenure, a comprehensive and classified briefing presentation was created for members of Congress, intelligence agencies, and higher-ups in the Pentagon. That document included photos and videos of UFOs collected by military personnel, including the Tic Tac case, as well as the strange images of pyramid-shaped UFOs buzzing Navy ships, which Stratton and his team described as genuine unknowns. Stratton has never spoken publicly about his work and is not commenting now. His colleague Travis Taylor thinks that if Congress ever holds another public hearing about UFOs, it should include witnesses who have worked as boots-on-the-ground investigators. They need to hear from real scientists like myself that these phenomena are real and are being measured, and in my mind, there is a potential for a disruptive technology to be free, Taylor said. Knapp said in his wide-ranging interview with Dr. Travis Taylor that he discussed his work as a scientific investigator at Skinwalker Ranch, how close encounters can cause physical harm to humans, incidents of the so-called hitchhiker effect, and the role of science in the pursuit of the unknown. The possibility of disruptive technology may be the main reason for the ongoing secrecy surrounding UFOs. Whichever nation is able to figure out and duplicate what we've been seeing in the skies for decades wins, period, says George Knapp. Interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That indeed. We move on with the UFO stuff here, Mallie, where an Army officer's secret diary could hold the key to the Roswell UFO mystery. This, according to an ex-CIA agent. Major Jesse A. Marcel was a counterintelligence officer near the town of Roswell, New Mexico, as we know. when it was alleged that the debris of an alien spacecraft was found in the town in 1947. When strange debris was found after a crash in Roswell, New Mexico in July of 1947, Major Jesse A. Marcel was the chief counterintelligence officer in the area. Major Marcel was in charge of security at the Roswell Army Air Force Base at the time and may have been one of the first to attend the crash site. We had Jesse Marcel Jr., his son, on the show years ago before he passed away, and he told us a lot about actually touching and feeling the debris.
Oh, really?
At the time, yeah. It was quite interesting. Reports of an alien UFO sighting spread around the world, and hysteria increased as theories that aliens had visited Earth sprung up everywhere. What Major Marcel found at the site was initially described by a U.S. military press release on July 8th as the crash and recovery of a flying disc. Major Marcel himself is said to have publicly described the wreckage as being not of this Earth. However, the U.S. government changed the story the following day and claimed it was part of a military project which had crashed. Now it is thought that Major Marcel's diary could hold the key as to whether aliens really did visit Earth and crash in Roswell. The Major's family believe he was pressured by the U.S. government to retract his original statement of what he discovered. The family has possession of his diary and have agreed for it to be investigated to try and find clues as to what happened on that fateful day in August. Ben Smith, a former CIA operative, is leading the investigation. Speaking to Sky History, Smith described finding strange signs in Major Marcel's diary, which could be a hidden message the intelligent officer was trying to reveal. He said it has some pretty strange characteristics. Strangest of all is right at the period of Roswell, August 1947, you see a marked shift in handwriting style, which can indicate a lot of things from duress to mental stability to writing in code. As an intelligence officer, he would have been trained in information security, and some of that may have involved encryption. He was probably versed enough that if he had information to hide, that is how he would do it. We took this journal to a code breaker, and he attested to that fact that he sees clear signs of code. Smith added that he is not convinced that the debris found was part of a military project, as the U.S. government claimed. It was stated that the crash site contained the wreckage of not of a UFO, but of a balloon used to detect sound waves by Soviet atomic bomb tests. Theorists have speculated that the balloon story may be a cover-up either to hide a more secretive military project or to hide away any evidence of alien life being found. It is now believed that a thorough investigation into Major Marcel's diary may offer more clues as to what the officer was trying to share to the world. Many around the world still maintain that the Roswell incident is the closest the public has come to finding evidence of aliens visiting Earth. Speculation around the incident has become so intense that the U.S. government released 2 reports about the events of July 1947 in the town explaining what happened, but that did not stop rumors about extraterrestrial life being discovered, and the mystery remains as intriguing today as it ever has been. We had Jesse Marcel Jr. on years ago, and it was actually a few years before he passed away, and he recalls actually his father breaking out a piece of the wreckage, just a small piece of the wreckage, and he described it as being almost fluid-like. Like you would grab it and it would move almost. It had like a fluidity to it.
I mean, wouldn't the military hire up people who say, no, it was a weather balloon, it was not aliens? I mean, wouldn't they think that the people that were there at this event not go home and journal or tell people about it? Or, I mean, just because you say it was this, not that, I would think, you're still going to have people taking pieces and parts, but then also writing about it. Or, I mean,
well, it was a different era back then, Mel. You didn't, if you had
like nowadays, it would get leaked out so quickly.
Oh yeah,
there's
now
gonna be someone.
Right. It's a different society now. I mean, everybody wants to be the first to tell you that they discovered something or they found something or saw something. Back then, if you had a military job and you were told to keep it secret, you kept it secret. You just didn't say anything. In fact, you took it to your grave. Two different cultures, especially from 1947 to now, two completely different cultures, you know? I tell you what, let's take our break right here. When we come back, lots of interesting stories this week, Mel. Bigfoot sighting. We're going to talk about two men capturing a clip of Bigfoot running through the trees as they drive in the forest. I know you may be saying driving through the forest. What kind of vehicle is that? I got to get me one of those.
I got $8,000 and some change.
Well, that may get you one of that may get you one of those vehicles. Researchers may have discovered the source of the famous WOW interstellar transmission. We'll tell you about that. There's a mysterious force pushing the Milky Way galaxy around. We'll tell you about that bully too. And Forbes has written an article saying that, oh, guess what? You lower forms of life may believe in the paranormal. We'll get the tooty snooty fruity type of expertise from Forbes as to how we're all lower beings that aren't so smart, but we believe in the paranormal. Kind of used to that. Yeah, aren't we?
He told that. Okay.
Yeah. We'll get the snooty expertise from Forbes on that deal and find out how we're all lower class citizens who believe in the paranormal.
Ew, la-ti-da.
And it just so turns out that a bearded dragon and SpongeBob SquarePants are in cahoots. We'll find that out at the end of the program.
It's been a busy week.
It has been a busy week. All that's coming up next on the Best in Paranormal Podcasting. This is Supernatural News on a Wednesday here on Darkness Radio. Welcome back to the Best in Paranormal Podcasting. This is Darkness Radio. It's Supernatural News Wednesday. I'm Tim Dennis, and right over there is the hostess with the mostest. That's Mallie Fox. Mal.
Yes?
Have you ever gone just running through the trees? Have you ever taken the old Jeep and just driven through the forest chasing Bigfoot? You know what I mean.
No, I have not, but that sounds like a lot of fun.
Doesn't it, though?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a...
hair flapping in the wind.
Got a beer in one hand, steering wheel in the other. Yeah. We got to call Eric Altman and see if that's something he's ever done.
Exactly.
Yeah, just take off after Bigfoot. Turns out the two men have a clip of Bigfoot running through the trees as they drive in the forest. Of course, it's on TikTok. Everything's on TikTok these days. Yeah.
Do you have a TikTok account?
I do, yeah, but I don't think I have anything on it yet.
I haven't posted anything. I just created one so I could watch things.
Yeah, that's what I have it for, too. Although I think I'm going to start posting promos on it.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I just got to get the gumption up to do it. That's a very old thing for me to say. I got to get the gumption up to make a TikTok.
I'm telling you, I feel old when it comes to that stuff. I love those videos, but for me to try and do one myself, I'd probably be like, what is this button? How long do I have? Wait, this posted?
I didn't mean to post that.
Oh, delete.
I think I'm going to do the 1.5 foot dance challenge is what I'm going to do. Yeah. It'll be fun. It's just me hopping around looking like I'm on fire.
You could get viral, though. People love that stuff.
Yeah. I think I may do that. Yeah. Here's me hopping around like an idiot.
What else is new? Just kidding.
What else is new? This is just me trying to walk around the house. Yeah.
I'll just do food videos of me eating nachos now.
Oh, yeah. Those barbecue nachos from ODB's meet and greet. Got stuff all over my face.
Ah, that's the best.
That's 2 million views right
messy,
there.
Yeah, when it's messy eating, then you know it's good.
That's right. That is right. 2 TikTok users claim to have captured real footage of the legendary figure of Bigfoot. That's proper English, Mallie. In a forest while they were driving when they saw a humanoid creature running between the trees. Bigfoot is it says here, a legendary ape-like figure. I don't know. Maybe he's more humanoid than ape-like. If he's running between trees, I don't know that you can judge that for yourself. But he was said to roam the woods of North America, at least according to this article. The creature is feared for his intimidating size and mystery, and it surrounds his very existence, it says here. Theorists believe Bigfoot is a link between mankind and apes, and having emerged as humans evolved into our present state. Boy, they really have some theories in this article. They do. Scientists argue there's no credible evidence that a creature matching the description of Bigfoot exists. However, there have been several reported sightings of the figure and footprints, and has been found in American forests said to belong to Bigfoot. One of the most recent sightings of Bigfoot was shared on TikTok when two men claimed to have captured video footage of the creature. The creators behind the @Cryptid University account have shared hundreds of videos about Bigfoot, one of the latest showing the two men filming themselves driving through a forest. While on the move, something suddenly catches their eye in the background. The two can be heard talking to each other in the clip while the camera moves to face the car's windscreen. I think they mean windshield. Those foreigners. On the track ahead, a fallen tree is seen. The video posted on the pair's account says, "Notice the tree trying to block the road. Top of the tree has been snapped." As the car moves slowly around the fallen tree, the camera pans to the driver. It's believed Bigfoot was spotted at this point in the background from the driver's side window. That's not a bad-looking shot. I'm looking at the picture. It's either Godzilla or Bigfoot, one or the other. It looks like it might have a tail. Just saying. When the video is replayed at a slower speed, a hairy humanoid figure can be seen running between the trees in the distance. But TikTok users are not in agreement over what the creature was. One user commented that might be the best footage of Bigfoot on TikTok. Another wrote, "Hey, maybe Bigfoot was trying to keep the asshat from burning his forest down with a cigarette."
Sometimes the comments are the best on TikTok.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they really are the best part of TikTok. Some called out the TikTok account for setting up the stunt deliberately. One user said, "Calling hoax on this one." A second commented, "The camera just happens to turn that way." Yeah, okay.
I mean, it is. I mean, if you were driving in a car in the forest with a buddy of yours, I mean, would you be recording it?
Yeah, I don't know. It is kind of convenient.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Unless you're like looking for something and you're trying to make a video of something.
That's true. That's very true. The incident does appear to be well timed, but if the myths around Bigfoot are to be believed, it would entirely be possible that he was captured in the footage. Both believers and non-believers in Bigfoot have fallen victim to hoaxes over the years. It then claims that the Patterson-Gimlin film may be a Bigfoot hoax, but take it for what it's worth.
What if it's some guy that just is running like a meth lab, and he knows that people are out and about and just kind of gets in costume to shoo people off?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Boy, you really got into that one, didn't you? Boy, Mallie,
one day I want a great video or picture of Bigfoot. Where, you know what I mean? Where it's, I don't know. I would love to know that there really is one out there.
I mean, Mallie, you came up with a scenario there. You weren't just like, oh, maybe it was just a guy trying to throw off a hunter. You were like, maybe there's a meth lab out there in the forest. And,
I think I watched too many of those shows where people disappear and it's all because of drugs and stuff in the middle of the woods.
Wow. I mean...
Hey, but what if I'm right?
You stepped into it and smashed that one over the fence. I mean, like in the deepest part of center field. Wow.
I'm just doing the what if scenarios.
No, I know, but you what ifed it to death. That was
meth, moonshine, one of those.
That was impressive, my friend. No, you can't backpedal now and go moonshine. No, you.
I went for meth. I went for the hardcore.
You meth shacked it to death right there is what you did. Wow. Nice. I can't do anything but move on to the next story. I'm in awe.
Sorry.
No, I would have never come up with that scenario in a million years. Middle of the forest, got this great meth shack going on. You know what? Let's scare the fuck out of them with a Bigfoot costume. And I got to use the F word there because I'm sorry, kids, but man, that is a scenario, boy. Not even like, wow.
I'm thinking outside the box.
Yeah, you are. But that was a good one. I mean, not even.
And I'm sober.
I mean, like, not even a moose costume. You went straight to Bigfoot.
Well, I'm just thinking what I would do, probably.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be doing meth, but I'm just saying.
No, but
if I've got to protect my area.
Yeah, if you're gonna be really cooking, I'm not talking like, a couple baggies worth. We're talking like, making like, pounds worth of meth out in the forest.
Like I would be the meth queen.
Yeah. I've
got an empire.
Yeah.
It's like Scooby-Doo.
You're making Breaking Bad look like they're cooking with an easy bake oven.
It's always the innocent looking ones. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. 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 Wow. I got
And
nothing.
then I get busted by Scooby-Doo people and I'd be like, those crazy darn kids. I wouldn't have gotten away with it.
They pull the Bigfoot mask off of Mr. Fox.
And there I am. Dang nabbit.
Poor Mr. Fox is wearing the Bigfoot costume. He's out there. Roar!
I know.
Roar! I can see it now.
Mm-hmm.
Man. But you had a hell of a plan there. Poor Eric Altman is the one who busts you because he's out there looking for Bigfoot.
No, I'm saying I do believe there is something out there. And I would love to go searching for Bigfoot. I think that would be so fun. But whoever does it, I give them cred, and I'm not disproving anything that they believe in because I believe in it too. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying I want more proof, and I wish that there was some type of more, I don't know, like I'm saying with the videos and the pictures and stuff. I wish that it would come out clear and be like, yes, for sure, 100%, that is Bigfoot.
Man.
Yeah, because I do believe in it, but I just want to see it.
We got some squatchers coming on the program here soon, and I gotta ask them. I gotta say, hey,
I'm not discrediting these people at all, because they could say, I'm sure people are out there, saying, what? Well, Mallie believes in ghosts. What the hell? That's just, her mind, or
I gotta ask these squatchers how many of these squatches you see out in the wild are actually people in costume covering up meth makers.
And they'd be like, why do you ask? That's the strangest question.
Because Mallie told me. She just told me this is all just a front for meth makers. They're basically, it's like a magic trick. It's like sleight of hand. Look at the
It's a big production that they have to put on. Yeah. They've got sound effects and everything.
It's either that or Shakespeare in the Park. Either one is either one is disguising a huge meth lab. That's what I hear. Just saying.
Mallie says so.
Mallie says so, and I believe it. I believe every single word she's saying.
Yeah, oh God forbid. I feel sorry for you.
So now
that was the case.
Every time I see Shakespeare in the Park, I'm calling 911, and every time I see Sasquatch, I'm opening up my nostrils, smelling meth.
I feel like every time you hang out with me, I bring your IQ down just a few points.
No. I just become wise to the world. That's all.
That's a polite way of saying
I become wise to the world.
Yeah. No, you're not dumbing me down, Mal.
Nope.
I'm just becoming, my eyes are opening up.
What I'll do now is I'll go find the person out there in the corner who seems to be talking to themselves, and I'll tell them all the stuff you just told me, and see if they agree. Yep, I'm sure we'll have a great conversation.
Yeah.
I'll say, do you know what my friend told me? My friend told me that Sasquatch is just a cover for meth labs. Oh, yeah. We'll see what kind of conversation we get out of that.
Oh, yeah. That's going to lead you down a rabbit hole.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Hey, Mal.
Yes.
Researchers may have discovered the source of the famous wow interstellar transmission. You know what that wow sound was?
What?
Somebody heard your theory about Sasquatch. It was somebody.
Well, I'm glad I could help with that.
It was somebody on the far reaches of space going, "Wow, no shit, really?"
Or wow, she pulled that one out of her ass.
Sasquatch is a cover for meth labs? Scientists may have finally found an answer, or a partial one at the very least, to the origin of one of the most famous interstellar radio signals ever intercepted. A new study says the wow signal, as many have called it since its discovery in 1977, may have originated from a star located in the constellation Sagittarius, some 1,800 light years away. Now, some researchers think the signal may simply be from a naturally occurring event in comparison to something like an alien society trying to reach out and establish communications. According to a new piece from Live Science, astronomer Alberto Caballero, I feel like I've seen him bullfight somewhere, says the signal likely happened without help from an intelligent civilization. Astronomer Jerry Amen first recorded the signal in 1977 during a time of research at Ohio State University's Big Ear Telescope. Due to the length and strength, Amen scribbled "wow" on a printout of the signal, giving it its name. I think this is perfectly worth doing because we want to point our instruments in the direction of things we think are interesting. Historian Rebecca Charbonneau recently told Live Science about the signal. There are billions of stars in the galaxy, and we have to figure out some way to narrow them down. She added, "I don't think it's a coincidence at the point in human history where we start putting intelligent signals in space is also the same point in history where we get the idea to look for intelligent signals from space." In an updated report in 2010, Amen still held out hope the signal could be an alien civilization reaching out. Since hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe, there is good logic in guessing that an intelligent civilization within our Milky Way galaxy, desirous of attracting attention to itself, might broadcast a strong narrowband beacon signal at or near the frequency of the neutral hydrogen line, he wrote in his anniversary report at the time. So yeah, wow. That's all I got on that deal. Just saying. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, a mysterious intergalactic force is pushing against the Milky Way. We call it the dipole repeller.
The what?
Dipole repeller.
Ah.
Yeah. Don't know if you've ever had one of those before, but
no, it doesn't sound pleasant.
It doesn't, does it? No.
No.
It sounds like the premise of a really bad sci-fi movie. There's something mysterious. It's a mysterious entity beyond the boundaries of our galaxy that is pushing against us with incredible force. We don't know exactly what it is, and we don't know how long it's been there, but we do know its name. It's called the dipole repeller. It sounds like a horrible villain, doesn't it? We're going to get you, Bond, with the dipole repeller. It just sounds bad. The name may be a bit dorky, it says here. Yes, it is. But it's a very real thing. It's also nothing to worry about, it says here. Well, good. On to the next story.
Done.
Just a normal consequence of the usual process of structure formation that's been happening in the universe for 13.8 billion years. Well, why are we so worried then? It says to set the stage for the dipole repeller, we need to go big. It's a big dipole repeller. Well, that ought to please somebody. And not your usual astronomy big with galaxy scale events and energies. No, we have to go really big, it says. Somebody's got some wishful thinking going on here. Beyond the Milky Way sit a few other galaxies. There's Andromeda, 2.5 million light years away, which everyone knows and loves. I don't know that we all love it, but there's also Triangulum, which nobody really cares about. Don't say that. Triangulum's mom cares. Also, there's 3 galaxies and a few dozen dwarf galaxies combined to form the Local Group, which is a boring...
Size doesn't matter.
It's a boring name, the Local Group, which is a very unassuming name for a structure a few million light years across. The nearest big deal to our Local Group is the Virgo cluster. I'm a Virgo. I like it. It's a massive ball of over 1,000 galaxies sitting 60 million light years away. Our Local Group and other groups in this patch of space aren't part of the Virgo cluster itself. Rather, they belong to a greater structure known as the Virgo supercluster, which happens to have a little bit of an ego because it named itself a supercluster. Here's where things get a little tricky. Groups and clusters have decent, understandable definitions. It says they are gravitationally bound. Superclusters aren't, because, they've got big heads. They're just a collection of galaxies that are larger than clusters, but smaller than, say, the entire universe. Different cosmologists can apply various definitions of the word supercluster and get a range of segmentations. It's getting a little confusing, and here we're muddying the water. Let's see if we can clear this up a little bit. What the hell is a dipole, whatever we call it? Let's see if we can... Okay, dipole repeller. Here's where let's clear this up a little bit. A dipole repeller. It's actually kind of hard to map our local vicinity of the universe, and by local we mean everything within about 1 billion light years. That's because all the dust in the Milky Way obscures our view, and we have to resort to fancy astronomical tricks like sensitive infrared and radio surveys to get a sense of what's going on. It's through these tricks that cosmologists were able to identify the Shapley supercluster. Laniacea's nearest neighbor. The mass of the Shapley supercluster is so impressive, I bet it is, that it exerts a gravitational pull on this entire region of space. Every galaxy, including the Milky Way, is moving in that direction. Well, it's a Shapley supercluster. Wouldn't you move in that direction? The estimated mass of the Shapley supercluster may not be quite enough to account for our velocity. In addition to the pull of the Shapley, there has to be something else, a push coming from the opposite direction. So where there's a pull, there's a push, Mallie. Yeah. This is the dipole repeller, the push.
Okay.
A hypothetical void and possible supervoid that sits on the opposite side of the Milky Way as the Shapley supercluster. As the Shapley pulls us with its massive gravity, the dipole repeller pushes us with its massive nothingness. Yeah. So it asks us, how does that work? Do we really care how it works?
Well, coming from my point of view?
Yes, coming from your point of view. You're the decider here.
Not really, but that's just me.
It says, think about it this way. Let's say you carve a hole in something. Wait, this is a glory hole in space. I can tell already. A block of wood, a chunk of cheese, or the large-scale structure of the universe. If you place something near that hole, it will feel a gravitational tug in every direction, except the hole. That's what she said. So it will tend to move away from the hole because the hole can't contribute its own gravitational influence. Don't say that. It will appear as if the hole or void is repelling the object, even though it's only sitting there, literally doing nothing. Oh, give the hole a little credit now. I don't know. I think we've had enough fun.
You sound like the wind was taken away from your sail. It's just like...
Dipole repeller. That's our key phrase for the day, kids. Dipole repeller.
There we go. I liked it better if that word was like for, like you said, a superhero, like shrink machine or something.
Yes, exactly. Shrink machine, dipole repeller, supercluster, something or another. It all makes sense to somebody.
Mm-hmm. And I feel bad for the person that discovered this, and I'm poo-pooing it.
No, I'm poo-pooing it too. So Whoever invented the dipole repeller, you got a lot of work on your hands.
I know, but
sounds like you got a whole lot of nothing.
Stop.
I just
You're
want to.
probably so excited, like, Ma, I made the national news, and we're all like, wah.
Dipole repeller. What I find interesting is that the dipole repeller is so close to the Shapley supercluster that we're comparing
like a tongue twister
to the Shapley supercluster.
Yeah, like the whole phrase you just said.
The dipole repeller is so close to the Shapley supercluster that somewhere in there's a hole. Somehow it still ends up being frustrated scientists talking about sex.
Yep.
Yep, that's all I know. Meanwhile, Mallie.
Yes.
There's a woman in Somerville who says God gave her a stolen car.
Oh.
So somehow the universe provides.
Okay.
Yep.
You ask and you shall receive.
That's right. I don't know about you, but God's never come along and just said, here, have a stolen car.
No.
No, I never get that lucky. This is this is an interesting story. I know we're not doing dumb crimes, stupid criminals here.
I was going to ask, is this a story from there?
No, but it's supernatural. So I figured, if God's interfering here.
Okay.
I mean, we got to report it on Supernatural News, right?
Well, of course.
A Somerville woman told a Chattooga County Sheriff's deputy that a stolen vehicle she was found to be driving was given to her by God. Sure, why not? If God throws you the keys, go ahead and take it.
Is she from Florida?
Where is this from? This is what state is this? No, I think this is Georgia.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not Florida. Surprise. According to a report.
Surprise, shorty.
Yeah. According to a report released by the Sheriff's Department, 23-year-old Amber Havader, I barely touched her, of a Highway 27 Somerville address, made the claims about her miraculous gift on Monday of last week when she was found to be driving a black 2005. Oh, it wasn't even a good, recent. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a used black 2005 Ford F-150 pickup truck. That was not hers. You would figure if God's going to give you a vehicle, it'd be brand new.
Exactly. She should be questioning this.
Yeah, I would too. The deputy asked Miss Havader where she had gotten the vehicle, and she advised the deputy that God had given it to her, of course. When the deputy ran the VIN number on the vehicle, it was discovered to be stolen out of Rome, Georgia. Not Rome if you want to, or Rome around the world. It's Rome, Georgia.
I don't think the younger generations would get that.
No, they wouldn't. Chattooga 911 contacted the owner, James McDaniel of Floyd County, who confirmed that the vehicle was indeed stolen. Ms. Havader was arrested on an outstanding warrant for failure to appear for battery, not the battery in the car, but battery as in beating the hell out of somebody. And the case was turned over to an investigator. So there you go.
I think I'm not going to use that excuse for anything. Well, God told me or God gave it to me.
Yeah, God gave it to me. That's a good one to get out of, Mallie. But then run like hell. Yeah, because that's not going to hold up for very long. Just saying. Mal, guess what? Forbes.com doesn't believe that you believe in the paranormal.
They're snooty.
They are snooty over there, aren't they? The headline reads, the Americans who believe in UFOs, Bigfoot, zombies, ghosts, telekinesis, the lost city of Atlantis, and other supernatural, paranormal, mythological, and generally unusual phenomena. Yeah. And then they start, as reported by many media outlets on May 17th, the Pentagon informed a House panel that it has now tracked about 400 flying objects that can reasonably categorize as unidentified flying objects or unidentified aerial phenomena. Yeah. They then said this doesn't necessarily mean the flying objects are indeed alien spaceships. They wanted to clarify that for us. They then went on, who's it, what's it, blah, 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 blah. They say, even so, many Americans believe that at least, this is shocking to them. Even so, many Americans believe that at least some of the UFOs represent alien visits. Oh my. Meanwhile, sundry others, which we hardly see in print, believe that Bigfoot exists. Oh my. That zombies can come and get you. That some especially endowed people can move objects and bend spoons just with the power of their thoughts. Oh gosh. That your grandmother's ghost might reasonably stand at the foot of your bed and protect you. And that Atlantis, a magnificent city of people who are half human and half god, existed about 2,500 years ago in what are now the mudflats of Spain. How charming. And was swept away in a tsunami. Who are these Americans who so easily believe the unproven and unprovable? Who are they, Mallie?
I don't know, but if you talk like that, I would throat punch you.
Would you?
That's all I kept thinking as you were talking. I'm like, oh, this is grinding my gears.
Well, the narcissists at Forbes say that new research.
Now you're going to get a call.
Yeah.
Narcissists.
They say new research by sociologists at the University of British Columbia and California State University at Fullerton, where they're sipping white wine as we speak, may shed some light. In a paper titled Supernatural Sociology, Americans' Beliefs by Race, Ethnicity, Gender, and Education. Ooh, they're taking a swipe at the education here. Mm-hmm. The two sociologists, doctors Tony Silva and Ashley Woody. Ashley Woody. That sounds like a toy in Toy Story. Mm-hmm. Analyzed data compiled in the 2020 to 2021 Chapman University Survey of American Fears, which queried 1,035 Americans. The Chapman University survey asked about fears related to governmental policy, crime, and victimization, natural and man-made disasters, life events, and various other phenomena, both normal and paranormal. The newer Silva-Woody study examines the Chapman University survey data. I think they're trying to confuse you with words here. For correlates between beliefs in the race, gender, and education levels of the believers. I think they just put words in here to make it sound like an important study. But basically,
they went through Webster's dictionary and just kind of...
Yes. They did. Let's keep adding words here. Hold on.
Eventually they'll lose interest, but we'll sound superior.
Right. Here's the deal. So sociology, focus study, blah, 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 white wine, grape.
I like how you add that in there.
Grapevine, leaf blower, grass. Communication study, blah, 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 blah. Oh, basically, it says communicating in an email. Dr. Silva noted that he and Dr. Woody, that was my dancing name in college, noted that they had found over 70% of people believe in some paranormal phenomena. So
as they should.
So what's the big deal?
Right.
So contentious and narcissists over at Forbes.com just basically trump themselves.
Yeah, because, I mean, you have reputable people that have had experiences.
Yeah.
You know, people that have run the country have had experiences.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, look at this. Oh.
They probably got declined on a ticket to a ghost hunt and now are all pissy.
Yep. We thought it was funny that all these lower class 70% of the people believe in paranormal phenomena. Wait a minute, what? And this is despite the fact that such beliefs are stigmatized, it says here. As had other scientists before them, Dr. Silva and Woody, reported that not everyone who believes in one unusual phenomena believes in them all, it says. For example, someone might feel certain that Bigfoot haunts the forest of Humboldt County in California. Ooh, Humboldt County. But also thinks that the idea, they're still trying to be pretentious by putting in Humboldt County. But also thinks that the idea of UFO spaceships is preposterous. In general,
these people just don't have friends.
They don't, no. So I was sitting around the other day with my book club, and we were saying, by the way, what do you think we should read this week? And I was saying, do you know that there could be Bigfoot in the forests of Humboldt County. And I said, that's ridiculous. Pass the Chardonnay.
Exactly.
But they also think the idea of UFO spaceships is preposterous. Anyways, in general, the two sociologists found that on the Chapman University survey, a different survey, more women than men had reported believing in ghosts and in wonders like hauntings that involve spiritual forces. Men more frequently reported believing in marvels like Bigfoot and other phenomena that are unexplained but concrete. White people were more likely than black people to profess a belief in psychic healing in UFOs. Oh, here we go. Now they're getting pretentious. Educated people with at least a bachelor's degree, were less likely to believe in hauntings, alien visitations, Bigfoot, or Atlantis.
Oh, that's just not true.
Yeah, it's not true.
Whatever.
Yeah. And it says the Chapman University survey upon which the Silva-Woody analysis relied used nationally representative data, while the Silva-Woody analysis revealed that social categories like gender, race, and education strongly shape beliefs. The two sociologists did not make deep assessments about who believed what and why. They did, however, suggest a difference between men and women that may explain why women were more likely to believe in spiritual phenomena and men in phenomena that are concrete but not yet understood. As Dr. Silva explained in his email, masculinity in the Western world is often linked to rationality and stoicism. Holy stereotype.
So he's saying women are irrational?
Yes, that's what they're saying. Yeah. Whereas it says,
feminine. The hate mail here.
Yeah, I know. This isn't me, folks. This is Forbes.com.
I know, but
yeah,
someone needs to put them in their place.
Right. Forbes.com here. And it says, according to this study, whereas femininity is often linked to emotional expressiveness, Mallie, so how they're going to put it, spiritualism and intuition. Holy stereotype, Batman. Of course,
yeah.
There are exceptions, and understandings of masculine and feminine ideals have changed a lot over the past several decades. Nonetheless, the gender differences we found likely stem from the ways in which men's and women's understandings of masculine and feminine ideals shape their beliefs. Bullshit. Anyways.
Thank you.
So that from Forbes.com. So there's your pretentious minute here on Darkness Radio. Fun, huh?
Yeah.
Have I got your ire up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You can
get my shit kicking boots on.
That's why we don't read Forbes on the program very often.
Yeah.
But when you want to get your ire up and you want to, throw something at your listening device, that's when we tend to read those stories for you. Let's switch. I mean,
they're definitely getting people's attention.
That's
I just
true.
don't agree with it, but yes.
That's true. Let's read this story, shall we, Mel?
Is this going to put me in a better mood now? Because I'm all fired up.
Yes, let's do an old-fashioned ghost story, shall we?
Okay.
A mother was left terrified by a ghost haunting her home. A young mother from Scotland believes that something sinister is haunting both her and her children. The woman, who hails from Glasgow in Scotland, is convinced that her home is haunted and that an unwelcome spook has been interacting with her young children. The phenomena experienced by the family includes toys moving by themselves, taps being turned on, strange banging noises in the night, and even sightings of a sinister shadow. It started happening a few months back with the tap in the kitchen turning on, or the fridge door open, or hearing things at night. She said, I heard the creak from the baby gate a few times, but looked at the monitor and the wee one was sleeping, she said. Another time I walked past my living room to go to the kitchen at night and saw a shadow in the corner of my eye going into the bedroom. Ever since the phenomena began, her young daughter has started having nightmares. On one occasion, she even made a reference to a monster sleeping in the corner of her room. I want to move because of these things happening. My dad's not very happy with it either. He thinks there's too much negative energy in the house, she said. When asked if she was considering eliciting the services of a medium, she said she was open to it. As things stand, however, exactly what might be responsible for these phenomena continues to be a mystery. Okay. kind of.
Well, as long as it doesn't cause harm to the children. But I would be in that library like the next day trying to do research on the property.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. Get some background and see what exactly could be happening in that house. That's for sure. Yeah, you would think that, but most people don't do that. I mean, from an investigator standpoint, you would do that. But a lot of lay people who are just having issues with ghosts just want to be rid of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of how that breaks down. Sometimes you just get scared or startled and you just want to be rid of it. You want to be done with it. Mm-hmm. Britain's own Atlantis has been discovered off the coast, and they're a little dismayed by it. I don't want to say dismayed, but they're a little startled by it. Britain's own Atlantis has been found, according to experts who recently discovered ancient artifacts in the North Sea, which belong to Stone Age settlements submerged underwater. Experts believe they've found Britain's own Atlantis after evidence of those settlements were found in the North Sea. 2 stone artifacts were found on the banks of a submerged ancient river, which could be over 10,000 years old. It's the first time an archaeological expedition has found ancient artifacts so deep into the sea. The stone items were found in the North Sea close to the village of Blakeney in Norfolk. Archaeologists from the UK and Belgium worked together and traveled 25 miles north of the village to uncover the items. The experts believe the artifacts are evidence of 2 settlements which once existed thousands of years ago. Comparisons to Atlantis have been made because the mythical island state was believed to have sunk in the Atlantic Ocean. Ancient Greeks believed the city of Athens repelled an attack from Atlantis, which was then submerged after the fictional island fell out of favor with the gods. Fishermen in the North Sea have been known to find historically significant items, but the seabeds these items come from have never been assessed by archaeologists. The area near the Norfolk coast was targeted because scientists used their knowledge of what Stone Age settlements were like when on land. The amazing findings were located when the scientists took sedimentary samples in the area. However, the experts also believe they may have discovered why humans in the Stone Age were so attracted to the areas which were submerged into the sea around 6000 BC. Before they drowned, the settlements likely existed for a long period of time between 8200 and 7700 BC. Environmental evidence found at the site, taken from pollen and other sources, suggests the location was a huge landscape of land and animals. This type of area would have been ideal for Stone Age settlers who relied on fishing and hunting for survival. Further evidence found nearby suggests there were resources which allowed the prehistoric people living there to make flint for their tools. It is even thought that the 2 settlements may have been basis for the making of tools. This was speculated because one of the artifacts found in the North Sea was a large stone hammer, which would have been ideal for tool making. The other item found was a 2-millimeter thick flake of flint, which might have been cut off when a tool was being made. After the significant findings, it has been decided to further investigate the area or any other historical treasure buried there.
Sometimes you just need to keep things hidden or submerged.
Are we talking about bodies here, or what are we talking about now?
Yeah, well, on this episode.
On this episode.
No, I'm just saying sometimes like when they discover things like objects or like this where it was a civilization at one time, I feel like sometimes when you open those or you uncover them or you bring them to the surface, crap happens. Just
That's true.
Leave some of this stuff. What if it was purposely, submerged? Like, you're not supposed to discover it.
Yeah, true.
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Because what's going on in the world right now is not good. So just let it be.
Wise words from Mallie Fox.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Speaking of leaving it alone, Mallie, are you ready for this? It's that time in the program, folks, where we bring up my favorite subject, AI.
I thought you were going to say holes.
Well, holes, yeah, that's my second favorite subject. Strange holes that have an alluring factor to them. No, that's for next week. Future space pioneers could be flesh, blood, and electronics. You heard it here first, folks. Astronomer Royal Martin Rees has suggested that cybernetics could facilitate humanity's future among the stars. The human body is certainly not built for space exploration. Whenever we venture beyond the protective atmosphere of our own world, it is necessary to cocoon ourselves within a carefully constructed vessel or orbit platform, and even that doesn't entirely keep us safe, Mallie. In order to truly thrive in space or on other worlds, therefore we must eventually have to accept that our bodies are not up to the task, and that some sort of upgrade may be in order. Some evil upgrade. According to astronomer Royal Martin Rees, cybernetic augmentation could be the key to to truly thriving away from our planet and to make it possible for us to live safely in other worlds. Speaking during this year's Hay Festival, in which everyone got hay fever and then eventually sneezed themselves to death, he described how future Mars explorers could be a mixture of flesh, blood, and electronics. No. These intrepid explorers on Mars will be out of the clutches of the regulators, and they will have every incentive to modify themselves because they are very badly adapted for Mars, he said. They will use all the techniques to adapt themselves within a generation or two. They could be quite a different species. Oh, God.
This is just asking for trouble.
Yeah. We don't know what mixture they will be of flesh and blood and electronics. But if they become electronic, then, of course, they could be near immortal. No, come on. If that is the case, they would be able to make a very long interstellar voyage, hibernating for millennia. What is wrong with you people?
Do you remember that movie from the 70s or 80s where it was like a vacation place, almost like Disney World or Disneyland, but you had like little towns and it was all like robots and then they turn bad? And they start kind of killing people.
Yeah, I kind of remember that. Yeah.
There was like a Western town. But it was like wealthy people. This was like their vacation place to go to. And even like the person that works behind the counter, like at sorry, that's spam that's going on my phone right now.
The phone.
Like, give me just a couple more minutes. Anyway, but yeah, it was like even the person that was working like at the food counter was a robot.
That seems familiar. I seem to remember that. Yeah.
But it was like late 70s, maybe early 80s that it came out.
Yeah.
See, I just don't know AI stuff. Nope.
No, but
I just look at the worst case scenario. No, thank you.
No, thank you. Nope. You know why? Because eventually it's going to get us.
Yeah.
It's going to get us, Mallie. Mm-hmm. And that's why when I saw this story, I can't get on board. Even this terrifies me. And people right now are probably saying, Tim, you're going overboard. Now you've lost it, my friend. Now you've lost it. But Mallie, I put this music up underneath because it's just plain sinister. Will this fruit-picking robot transform agriculture? Now it wants our fruit, Mallie. Our fruit. It wants to squeeze our berries until the juice is all over the ground, Mallie.
Okay.
I don't know. That's the scariest scenario I could come up with. Robots can do a lot. They build cars and factories. They sort goods in Amazon warehouses. Robotic dogs can allegedly and a little creepily make us safer by patrolling our streets. By the way, have you seen that commercial where, you get the scared dog in the thunderstorm? And they're like, you can have a little robotic dog come up to your dog and make it feel better. No! No, and then it's like, no, just use this thunder shirt. Well, yeah, I'm going to use the thunder shirt. I'm not going to have a little robotic dog come up and make my dog feel safer because the robotic dog will kill the dog and then try to take its place. Do I mistrust robots too much?
Not at all. I think everyone needs to.
Okay. So basically, it's saying creating a robotic implement that can simply pick an apple and drop it into a bin without damaging it is a multi-million-dollar effort that has been decades in the making. Teams around the world have tried various approaches. Some have developed vacuum systems to suck fruit off trees, but Davidson and his colleagues have turned the human turned to the human hand for inspiration. They began their efforts by observing professional fruit pickers and are now working to replicate their skilled movements with robotic fingers. Now, you know what's going to happen here, Mallie.
They're starting to take over human jobs.
That's right.
We're going to be left poor.
Gerbs, Mallie. As they used to say on South Park, gerbs. What's going to happen here is going to be far more evil. I'm not even going to read the whole story because we can just see what's going to happen here. Shortage of workers, and then
when be feisty at the end of the show.
We are getting.
I'm like ready to fight.
That's right. We're ready to fight. It started with the dipole repeller, and now it's ending with robot fingers picking our fruit. Yep. And then you know what they do with the fruit after that? They squeeze it and they crush it. And then they cause a fruit shortage, one. And then you know what they do with it? They throw it at us. Just for spite, Mallie. Mm. Then they cause this worldwide fruit shortage. And then what do? No more fruit pies. No more delicious fruit pies, Mallie.
Or $20 a gallon for frickin' orange juice.
Yeah, exactly. Now, see? Now you're seeing it, Mallie. Now your eyes are wide open.
Oh,
your eyes are wide open to the problem. See? And that's how they get us. That's how the robots get us, Mallie. Mm-hmm. You'll never enjoy an apple orchard ever again, Mallie. You know why? Because you'll want to go to the apple orchard. You want to go get one of those nice apple pies, or maybe you want to get a nice bag of apples. Maybe you want to walk through. You want to take the kids. You want to enjoy a nice apple orchard, but you know what?
Create a moment, a memory.
Exactly. Have a nice moment with the family.
Yep.
You and Mr. Fox want to take the kids. You want to go to a nice apple orchard, but you can't. You know why? Because when you go to the apple orchard, there's the evil robots throwing apples at you. Just saying. Can't do it. And you know what? They just don't throw apples at you at a decent speed where maybe you could take a bat with you and hit them out of the park. They throw them at like 300 miles an hour. Hurricane force apple throws.
It's almost like dodgeball.
Oh, not even. You can't dodge that. They'll put a hole right through you, Mallie. Just saying. This is the dangers we face with robots. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. We can't live with them, Mallie. Can't.
Well, I agree.
Can't live with them. Can't hit a fastball from a robot. Just saying. All right, I'll get off my soapbox now about robots and apples and fruit and dipole repellers and shapely whatever they were. I don't know. Mallie, our final story today.
Yes.
Is kind of a sad one, yet it's kind of touching.
Okay.
It involves a bearded dragon being rescued from a SpongeBob pineapple toy. I know you're saying, what does this have to do with the paranormal? It doesn't. It's a supernatural kind of story, Mal.
Okay.
The New England Animal Medical Center in Bridgewater said in a Facebook post that Randy the Bearded Dragon's owners brought him in when he got his head stuck inside a toy pineapple. Who lives in a pineapple in a cardboard box?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Well, it's Randy the Bearded Dragon, but same thing. But SpongeBob SquarePants is the undersea home for SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah. Randy the Bearded Dragon tried to visit SpongeBob SquarePants yesterday and ended up in the ER, the Post said. That's not funny, guys. That's not funny. We're not laughing at you, Randy. We're laughing with you. But Randy's not laughing. Randy's stuck. I'd show you the picture, but it's...
No, that's okay. I don't need to see that. I feel bad.
Because all you see is a pineapple and then Randy's torso. And
oh, yeah. That's like when dogs get their heads caught in those garbage can lids.
That's exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and poor Randy's trying to shake it off. You can almost hear Taylor Swift in the background. The veterinarians, if they were in Norway, they would be. The veterinarians said they broke the toy open to free Randy without injury, thank God. The pineapple didn't make it, but Randy is back home happily laying in the sun, the hospital wrote, almost disappointed, I think. I don't know. The Post said Randy's predicament was the cutest emergency we ever had.
Well, I'm glad he's home safe and sound now.
I am too. Way to go, Randy. You made it through, buddy. We just wanted a happy story to end. Supernatural news.
That's good.
Yeah.
That lowered my blood pressure just a tiny bit.
I know, because you can't end it with robots throwing fruit at you.
No.
And causing worldwide shortages. That's, no.
And people thinking that we're not intelligent because we believe in the paranormal.
That's right. In the end, Mallie.
Mm-hmm.
In the end.
Love conquers all?
That's right.
I couldn't say conquer for a second there. Stuttering.
In the end, the bearded dragon won. The plastic fruit died. Randy beats all. Yeah! Then we do that thing like at the end of Flash Gordon where they jump up in the air and they freeze frame.
Yep.
Go,
I
Flash,
loved that movie
go.
as a kid.
Didn't you? Yeah.
Flash.
Yeah.
Ah.
Exactly. See?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we celebrate like at the end of Flash Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
They say, Flash Gordon, you have saved... what is it? You have saved the universe. What's that?
I said you tried to do the quote and then you stumbled like I would.
I stumbled, yeah. Flash Gordon, you have saved the universe. And they're like, yeah! And then they sing the song.
Yeah.
You saved every one of us. And that's how we end the show. See?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. So, Mallie, tell us what you got going on. You got anything exciting going on? Paranormalgirl.com, right?
Yes. Right now, my website, though, is under construction. I'm revamping some stuff. So I'm working on that, and I'm trying to come up with some ideas for Michigan Paracon.
Oh,
for the clothing. So yeah, I think I've got some investigations I'm going to do this summer, but otherwise right now I'm just living life.
So we should tell people about Michigan Paracon. It's going on the last weekend in August.
Mm-hmm. So much fun up in the Sault Ste. Marie.
Yep.
At the Quaden casinos. But we've got everybody and anybody in the paranormal. And I think it's because they keep it on the smaller side. I mean, it's big, but it's the smaller side of what a convention would normally be. It feels like family, and it's like a reunion every year. Yeah,
and I'll be there. I'm going to be there.
I know. Yeah. I'm so excited. And I'll be there. And there'll be a lot of people there.
And I believe, let's see here. I'm pulling it up as we speak. That's what she said. I know it's an old joke. It's an old one, but it's a good one. Is it the 25th? It's the 25th or the 27th this year. 12th annual Michigan Paranormal Convention. Mm-hmm. You can get your tickets by going to... Isn't it through like the city? Yes, it's SaultSteMarie.com. Right? Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Yep, there's a ticket.
Or there's like, because it was once like the travel, not the travel.
No, I'm looking at it right here. There's a ticket.
Oh, perfect.
There's a ticket. There's a ticket link here when you go to SaultSteMarie.com. When you go there, there's a big banner, MI Paracon right there. The logo is right there. There's a link for tickets, for workshops, for presenters, for vendors. Mm-hmm. There's a big bar for 2022 tickets. By all means, go get your tickets. We're going to have Tim and Brad on the show here relatively soon to tell you more about Michigan Paracon. By the way, tickets for this thing are going fast. Yes. They always do. Yeah. The Supernatural VIP is sold out. The VIP pass is sold out. A weekend pass is still available. Mm-hmm. So your weekend passes are still available, and there's lots of vendors, lots of presenters, I mean, it's really great, and everyone is so friendly, and lots of stuff. If you think, I'm telling you, and like Mallie said, anybody who's anybody is going to be at Michigan Paracon, and really, I think it's one of the only Paracons in the nation where just about anybody you see on television, you'll see at this convention. Anybody who's anybody in the paranormal will be at this convention. And it's not just like a TV fest, folks. You are going to learn some things at this convention. I mean, it's just full of things to learn. I mean, I can't describe in one sitting just the amount of people to see and to learn from and things to do. And
the Youpers, the paranormal group that run it, they started it. They run this event very well.
Oh yeah, it's one of the best run conventions I've ever been to. Not just paranormal conventions, one of the best run conventions I've ever been to.
Right.
Everything is run. If the old saying, the way the trains were run in Germany, the way that how efficient they were run. I think it's the trains in Germany, isn't it?
I think you're right.
Yes. So it runs better than the trains in Germany. The thing is run so efficiently and so well. And
they also have the help of Tara too.
Yes. Yes. Well,
our friend Tara.
Yes, our friend.
Who, by the way, if you guys ever have a chance, she always runs an event like twice a year, Virginia City.
Yes.
Superb. I highly recommend her events as well.
Yes, indeed. So again, SaultSte.Marie.com. It's SaultSte Marie, Marie.com. Go there now. In fact, you know what? We'll put a link in the description of the show so you can go get your Michigan Paracon tickets. Again, the weekend pass is the only one left. Go there, get your tickets for the end of August. Because it's going quick. I'll be there. Mallie will be there. And guys, you have to see Mallie's booth every single year. You and Mr. Fox there, you put together one hell of a Paranormal Girl booth.
Thank you. It's always fun.
I'm telling you, you guys must start like in January on this deal.
Actually, unfortunately, I come up with the idea about 2 weeks before the event.
What? There's no way.
Doing stuff like up until the time we leave. Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah. Last year wasn't as elaborate because we were doing so much stuff during the summer that we ran out of time. But yeah. And I might have to set it up this time because I don't know if Mr. Fox is going to be able to make it this year.
Really?
Yeah. Work. And so it just might be me and a table this time around.
Wow. Well, I tell you, you guys.
I don't do hard labor.
Well, I'm sure. One of the Youpers is gonna help you. I'm sure, or a few of them.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
But man, every single year, Mal, you guys knock it out of the park. I mean.
Oh, thanks.
Your booth is like the topic of conversation of every single Michigan Paracon.
Yeah. Well, and you can always find me by the Youpers too.
Yes, so exactly. Yeah.
I'm always over there cracking jokes and stuff across the little walkway.
And by the way, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. If you go to Michigan Paracon, I got a tip for you. If you want a souvenir t-shirt or sweatshirt and you want it in your size, get it the minute you walk in.
Oh, yeah.
Because it will go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Usually, as a vendor, but what I've noticed from all the other vendors, especially the Youper guys, that the first day, a lot of stuff goes. So, yeah, definitely don't wait till the last minute and hem and haw it because I hate to say that we can only provide so much, but people love spending money there.
Yeah.
God bless them.
Yeah.
And so if you are a particular size, I would definitely, get it right when you see it. Cause I always feel bad for people that come, just for like the last day. Cause it's like, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
But I'm limited.
Yep. Absolutely. So Michigan Paracon. We'll have a link in the description of the show. Get your tickets while you can. This thing will be sold out. I mean,
you will not regret it.
Yeah. And you won't. It'll be one of the best times you have this year.
Yep.
And, meet anybody who's anybody out there at Michigan Paracon. It is the event of the year. You can't afford to miss it by all means.
And the tickets are really nicely priced. You know what I mean?
Yep. And it's a beautiful, beautiful area of the country. If you've never been, you need to go to Sault Ste. Marie.
The little downtown with the locks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
Do it.
All right, folks. Tomorrow got a big show for you. I'm trying to remember. I think tomorrow's our Squatcher show. So we got a little Sasquatch going on. Mallie, I believe, has said that now Sasquatch is just a cover for meth labs.
No, so give them my love. Do not say that.
So we'll talk about meth labs and Sasquatch tomorrow. That'll be the big topic tomorrow on tomorrow's program. Now we've changed the entire direction of the show for tomorrow. So that'll go on tomorrow.
I still love you guys when I see you.
That's right.
I'm not discrediting you.
We'll have to get Eric Altman on the show to talk about that.
No, I love him. I've known him forever.
Yeah, he's just one big meth user evidently now. So.
Stop.
I'll have to ask him about that.
I'll never be invited to Phenomenology again.
No, you will. I mean, you just have to bring the meth.
Bring gifts? Oh, yeah. Bring the meth.
You have to bring your own meth. He's not going to supply you from now on. So that's on you.
I'll bring beignet mix.
There you go. Yeah, bring the beignet mix. That's for sure. I was wondering where all that weight loss came from Eric. Evidently, that's it. It's the meth.
That's the new diet.
It's the new diet. It's all a joke, Eric. It's all a joke. Yeah. Don't take it seriously. It's just a joke. Actually, Eric's been doing really well with the weight loss stuff. I want to congratulate him on the weight loss. He's been doing really well. So.
Oh, I need to. I made a bet actually last Paracon that I could lose a certain amount of weight with these two guys. Mm-hmm. I have gained weight.
Really?
Yes, and I have until August whatever to lose a certain amount of weight, or I owe $100.
August 25th, Mal.
I know. I had a whole year. I gained.
You know what? A few of our friends have been on Noom. I'm not endorsing any one system over another.
But I just could not stay on top of it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm really bad about that.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. So no, I know it's good, like psychological and stuff, because you have like a little coach and you fill out little forms and stuff. And I know it's a great idea, but I'm just bad. I just like food too much.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. But although, as I get older, I know we're venturing off into other territories here, but as I get older, I eat less and less. I like it.
Oh God, I wish that was the case with me.
Really?
Oh God, I love to eat.
I'm getting to be an old man. I like a nice soup for lunch.
I was going to ask you if you did a soup.
I do. I like a nice noodle soup for lunch. Maybe a sandwich. And then I like a nice light dinner, and then I retire early for bed. I do. I'm almost afraid I'm going to stop eating in another couple of years. It's going to be hard to get food in me. But I don't lose a pound. I don't know what that is. Maybe my metabolism is just shut down.
Well, it was like once I hit 40, all of a sudden I watched my metabolism just slowly die down. But yeah. I just like to eat, and I don't like to work out.
Yeah, unfortunately, my feet have left me, so I crawl everywhere. I think maybe that's good for me. Yeah, but no, the DDP yoga is a good thing. It doesn't feel like working out. It really doesn't.
Oh.
Yeah. So maybe DDPY?
I got to do something, I'll tell you.
I'd recommend Mal try the DDPY chair exercise.
Or just don't eat a frickin' extra large pizza by myself.
Well, that would do it. Yeah, that would do it. But I'm just throwing out a friendly suggestion.
Okay. I will take you up on that suggestion, especially if it feels like I'm not working out.
Yeah, it doesn't feel as much like working out as other workouts.
Okay.
DDPY. And because you haven't done strenuous exercise, if you start with the chair exercises, especially if you've got some injuries and stuff like that, or if you've got weaker knees or weaker back or whatever, just start with the chair exercises first and then work your way up to doing the actual yoga stuff. I think you'll dig it. I think that you'll be like, hey, you know what? That's all right.
Well, if I'm looking all slim, when you see me next in August, you'll know that I've been doing your DTPY.
See, you'll never find it under that.
Slim and svelte. What do I find it under?
DDP Yoga. Diamond Dallas
DDP.
Page Yoga. DDP Yoga.
DDP Yoga. Okay.
So just
and that's on YouTube?
Actually, go to the website, ddpyoga.com.
Perfect. Well, now we just advertise for them. Maybe you can
That's
get
okay.
some.
You know what? DDP has advertised with us before. I have no problems advertising for him again. In fact, I'm sure Dallas will come back on the program. He comes on in cycles. So
Okay.
I have no problems advertising for Dallas. Not at all. So it's ddpyoga.com. And in fact, I'll even give you this. On his website right now, if you decide to, he's got a 20% off spring sale right now. So he's got an app. So if you do the 1 year membership to his app, it's 20% off. You use the code SPRING2022.
Okay.
At checkout, you get 20% off the app. And the yearly price is actually a really nice price, but getting 20% off is even better.
Cool.
So in that app, I'm telling you, you can do DDPY anywhere. You can do it while you're on the road. You can do it at home. You don't need much room. It's the perfect workout.
I will check it out.
I'm telling you, it's and if I can do it as handy capable as I am, I know you can do it. So it's and right now I'm doing bed exercises because of the different stuff going on with my foot and stuff like that. So if I can do it, Mal, you can do it. So yeah. So, okay, we've done enough shilling and all that. But tomorrow on the show, we're talking Squatch. We're talking about how he's really just a cover for meth labs. No, I'm kidding. But we are talking Sasquatch tomorrow. We're talking Bigfoot. That's coming up tomorrow on the program. Next week, we have some interesting programs as well. I believe next week we have Jim Harold coming back up again. So Jim Harold will have some campfire stories for us next week as well. So we got lots of stuff in the hopper. We have some exciting stuff coming up as well for Darkness Radio. Some stuff we'll be talking about. I might have some fun stuff, maybe some giveaways for you this summer. So we got some exciting stuff for our Darkness Radio listeners here this summer. Mallie?
Very cool.
Yeah. So that'll do it for today. Anything else you got for us?
No, I think I'm okay. I'm now calm, so we're good.
Okay, good. All right, for Mallie Fox, I'm Tim Dennis. Thank you so much, folks, for listening today. Join us again tomorrow for the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio.